in our more traditional mode. Sorry if you had to join a new instance, anything like that. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I was trying a new thing. Sega, one of our awesome friends here, suggested doing the vertical thing. I said people really like that, and I gave it a try. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you actually find it online. Whether somebody is streaming to that instance or not. Anyways, that's not that interesting. Welcome. Good to see you. Let's get started with the weed. We got a lot to get through and not a lot of time to do it in. We did successfully actually play some Dead Rising 2. Dead Island. Oh my God. Dead Island 2 earlier today. So I hope to play a little bit more of that. Got weed to do. I'm done being distracted with my failed experiment. We are all aboard now. All right. So let's get our weed stuff going. And we're going to do our first little bit of weed for our good buddies, GTR0 and Grovel. Sorry again for the delay, everybody. Grovel asked how far I got in Dead Island. Not very far. To straight spoil things, I just somehow survived being a zombie. Basically, I made it through the opening where you get infected, but for whatever reason, don't turn into a zombie, even though everybody else does. What a great opening. I can see where the game is could wear thin and all that, but the things that I had heard out of standouts, that it looks great and it's just incredibly morbidly, disgustingly gorgeous, is very true. And that they've spent a lot of time working on the skin deformation technology, and boy, have they. Looks great on a high-end GPU in a disgusting way. Wolfie Gang, welcome back, Wolfie Gang. Sharing with us a lot of kanji, or maybe that's not Japanese. I don't know. I should. Grovel assures us that they're going to explain why my beloved Amy, my sick, stealthy, badass, zombie-killing warrior chick, who has a prosthetic leg, which was pretty neat, why she seems to be immune from becoming a zombie. GTR0 says, what language is that? You know what? Great question. Let's not hang ourselves in suspense any longer. Let's just look it up. My guess is that it's going to be Japanese, and it is. Let's do a little Google Translate while we're here. Unless our boy Wolfie Gang just wants to let us know. Save us the effort. But I got it. Let's see. Oh, he's asking how long is this stream? We've hung out with Wolfie Gang before. He likes to let us know he's a real polyglot. And if I could speak so many languages, I would do it too. Blazer230, welcome. Let's get the weed started here, guys, before we let the last too much. And before we actually play our Dead Rising for the evening. Grovel says he's playing some heisting. I am stumped. I'm not sure that I know what heisting is. Well, I mean, I know the literal definition. It is a Switch game, an eShop game, heisting. $2. You get to be little fun cartoon-looking dudes. Is this it, Grovel? What could be more exciting than the thrill of a perfectly performed heist? You are a masterful thief who embarks on a stealing spree across the world's most luxurious museums, galleries, and banks. Gather your crew of robbers and devise the perfect plan as you progress through increasingly difficult levels. And one of these games seem to be very popular with the youth. These like quasi-stealth, big co-op, kind of goofy, fun things. I'm just so bad at stealth things. I'm too bumbling. Neat little art style for heisting, though, on Switch and a bunch of other things. Blazer says that he speaks Japanese, so you can translate, potentially, Blazer. Wolfgang for us. But I think he was just asking if we speak Japanese and how long the stream will be. But very cool, Blazer, that you also speak Japanese. Just curious, Blazer, is that because you have any Japanese heritage? Were you parents born or raised there? You yourself born or raised there? Or is this a thing that came to you later in life? Did you go to college and study Japanese? Learn all your kanjis and your other Japanese things? I knew a good buddy of mine in college had a Japanese minor, and it sounded incredibly fascinating, but also utterly grueling. It's trouble enough learning a language when it has your alphabet and sort of underlying grammatical structure, but do something that try to learn a language that doesn't share an alphabet and is structured quite a bit differently, and too stupid for me. Grovel says that the game Heisting, the one I mentioned, is the one he is playing. I had never seen it before. It is only $2. What a hell of a deal. Is it one of these things that just has like suddenly caught fire? Which I find so fascinating. When it makes sense to me when something new catches on, it hits the zeitgeist. It has an obvious sort of entry point, an easy way for, it's a new thing. People are going to obviously be interested in it, and a flood of people are going to check something out the second it launches. But when something is old and has been out for quite some time and it just then randomly takes off, I think is so fascinating. Among Us was that way. I forget how long it was out as a game before it became the phenomenon it was, largely in thanks part to COVID, but also it's a fun, interesting, neat little game. Oh, I know. Okay. We will get to Dead Island, but let me take a second and talk about game mechanics and certain game mechanics. I want to talk about something fun. And that is, we talk always about these reinforcing cycles of certain pieces, mediums influencing others, and then in turn being influenced back. And, we talk a lot about how video games influence film, and then film influences video games, and vice versa, and sort of never ending. They're all, at this point, emulating each other. There is also that in the board game world. So I haven't played board games seriously in 8 years or something, but I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I used to be a massive board gamer for years and years. I had a massive board game group in East Tennessee. I had hundreds of board games. My house had like 6 tables, folding tables, and probably 40 chairs stacked away in different places for board game days. So I loved it. And it's so great now watching video games taking things from the board game world that were super popular a decade or so ago, 15 years ago, and incorporating them to video games. And Among Us, I think, is definitely an example of a video game borrowing from board games, and that is the whole trader mechanic. In Among Us, I'm sure you know it. It's like a group of people working together on a space station, all doing little mini games, trying to accomplish a big checklist of things to whatever the point is. Get the spaceship to take off, land, whatever, something. But while everybody is doing their little easy mini games and running around trying to take care of things, there is one or two people who are actually secretly bad guys who are trying to murder people in the game instead of helping them fulfill their objectives. And there are mechanisms to find out who they are, eject them all on. Everybody knows this. Well, board games have been doing this for a very, very, very long time. One of my favorite board games ever made, and one of the coolest trader mechanics ever devised, was the Battlestar Galactica board game. Now, I know that sounds pretty terrible, a license-based board game, but this was a very, very high-end, super deluxe, well thought out from one of the best board game designers. I mean, this is a legendary board game from like 2008, 2009. So, if you know the show Battlestar Galactica, you know how a trader mechanic works perfectly with Battlestar Galactica, because there are secret Cylons in the game, in the TV show. So the game has a very similar concept. You're on the Battlestar Galactica trying to make it to Caprica, whatever the name of the world is. Everybody's working together, doing these tasks, trying to survive. But one or two of your players is secretly a Cylon, and they're secretly trying to sabotage things all along. It is a genius game. It is so amazing. The Cylon theming is incredible. I love it so much. My friends and I, it's like a 3-hour-ish board game. We probably played it 100 times over the years. We had so many incredible games, and extra special, amazing little twist to the game. That's so genius. That is so genius. And perfect theming. In Battlestar Galactica, there are Cylons who don't realize that they are Cylons. So in the game of Battlestar Galactica, the board game, halfway through, when you're about the halfway mark, there is another round of, in the middle of the game, where you might find out that you have been a bad guy all along and haven't known it. Just like in the show, there are Cylons that think they're humans and don't realize until they've been living and working with humans for forever that they're actually secretly bad guys. So great. Seriously, Battlestar Galactica, amazing game. All right, but one more. I just really want an excuse to talk about it. I've been meaning to bring it up on stream before. I love talking about game mechanics and cool game, novel game ideas, mechanics, things we don't see other places. And without a doubt, my favorite board game win condition, my favorite board game piece of theming, my favorite, it is the greatest. And I have written a whole essay on this. So if I ever release it. You have to just pretend like you have heard it afresh. And you can't be like, dude, we just, you said all this the other day. The greatest mechanic ever devised in board games. And it's relevant because it's Dune. Another property that you wouldn't think would make excellent board games, but makes an incredible one. So Dune. Actually a very old board game. Been remade a couple of times. 6 players. There's some really interesting things about Dune. It's played over a set number of turns. There are alliances in Dune, and not like the alliances you made in Risk, which were ad hoc and, not sanctioned by the rules, just very like, I won't attack you, you don't attack me. But in Dune, much like the actual source material, there are very strong, let me actually take that back. Very fragile alliances, but very official alliances. Like, that is a mechanic in the game. 2 or 3 people can win as a team. I mean, single people can win, but it is possible for multiple people to gather together and win and do. So we understand that. The game, as I said, is played like 8 turns or something, and whoever has the most X at the end of turn 8 wins, or the team who has the most wins. Now, so that's all sounds pretty cool. A game where you can actually have alliances, neat. I'm going to gloss over all the minutia here and talk about 2 more things before we get to the awesome thing. So the game also has alternative win conditions where certain races can win by special extra conditions that own races, groups of people. Like the Emperor just wins at the end of the game if nobody else has like officially won, like taken over the number of bases required to get the official victory. They just win regardless, and any of their teammates win. And there are a couple of those kind of things. Pretty neat, really changes the way you think about the game. But in the greatest bit of theming ever, like such a genius idea, such perfect way to implement these people, and then an incredibly fun mindfuck of a way to play a game. The Bene Gesserit, if you've seen Dune, the witches, the women who have fucked with history for 1,000 years to get their chosen religious fanatic to do their run their jihad for them to cleanse the world, whatever evil things the Bene Gesserits want. They plan for thousands of years. You cannot trust them. And you don't know, you're never even sure if, the alliance that you have with them is something that they have foretold years ago, and is something that they are in an alliance, not just as a part of their machinations to get what they want, but not because you actually serve any purpose for them, but because they just know this is the way to the golden path or whatever. So the Bene Gesserit, evil schemers, witches. In the game of Dune, this is the most awesome, most incredible, just most genius thing way to win a game ever. Before the game begins, so before anybody plays anything, any turn starts, the Bene Gesserit player has 2 tokens, or they have like 6 player tokens and 8 turn tokens. And each the player tokens represents one of the houses, one of the players, and then the turns represents the game that the turn that they predict the game will end. So before the game begins, they choose a player and a turn. And then once the game is over, once somebody has won, they flip those tokens over. And if the Bene Gesserit player correctly predicted before the game began, before anybody had done anything, if they had correctly predicted the person who won and on what turn they did win, the Bene Gesserit instantly win the game. And if they had any allies, their allies also lose. Only the Bene Gesserit win. It is amazing. So on its own, it sounds great. But then you start to think about how much it really fucks with you. Because this is a game where you can have alliances. And they matter. And like, you know, they're real, absolute, rock hard, in the rules thing. But how much can you trust the Bene Gesserit to be your allies if you know that they're potentially, they can still win by doing military conquest or allying with anybody else, all the traditional ways, but they have that special extra secret way. You can't ever really trust them as an ally. Furthermore, and even more fucked up, and if you pull, that's such a satisfying feeling if you do it, you can't trust them as an enemy. Because if you fight the Bene Gesserit, they may want to lose. Because it might all be in their grand plan to have somebody else win on this turn, so they secretly win all along. It is amazing. I don't know where all that came from, why we're talking about it, but Dune, the board game, the greatest win condition ever made, and also, I think, some of the best theming ever. Who thought we'd be talking about board games today? But let's get to the video games. Gotta finish this stale-ass bag. Sam, Uninspired, thanks for being here, both. Uninspired says, weeks do the Lakers become the first team in NBA history to achieve a 3-0 comeback in the playoffs. GTR0 does not think that's the case. He says, Lakers are dead, no chance. I'm about to lose some respect here, I'm sure. I don't know anything about sports. And that is a true. Truly ignorant on sports. I don't know how you can, prove your ignorance, but it really doesn't go very far. I had no idea basketball playoffs were happening. I guess I knew there were basketball playoffs. I didn't know the Lakers. I guess they're my local team. They're my boys. I had no idea they were doing well. Well, apparently they're going to lose maybe in the playoffs. Not coming back from a 3-0. But I don't know. I never got bitten by the sports bug. Never happened. All right, let's get to this bag. It is time to liquefy some zombie skulls. Okay. We got our sticks. Let's make sure we got our chat window up. Move this up this way. Almost there. All right, neat. There we go. I'm going to launch us some Dead Island 2. I got it right this time. I've been just unfailingly calling it Dead Rising 2. I think you'll forgive me. Here we go. Let's launch it. Swap over. And then if you guys will make sure, let me know the audio's doing okay. If you get a chance, I'd super appreciate it. All right. I haven't tried it on Steam Deck yet. It does apparently run on Steam Deck, which seems fucking just nuts to me, because it looks so goddamn good. Oh, I know. Let's get some streaming lights going on here. Just a second. I want to sync my lights to the game. There we go. Whoop, but forgot to pull everything else back up. Sorry, everybody. We still don't have our producer back, keeping us, from having all these little minor setbacks. But she will be back soon enough. Don't you fret. Thank you, Grovel. We've got Sammy Shady hanging out with us in chat. Sammy Shady says, "Hey man, ever heard of the Punch Bar?" My bad, dudes. I keep having to pull it down. I'm messing up my windows here. He asked if I've ever heard of the Punch Bar Extremes, apparently 1,000 milligram edible. If they existed, they would not be here in California, Sammy Shady, because we only have 100 milligram baked edibles. But if Punch Bar operates in other states with other laws, they may very well. And I also wouldn't be surprised if somebody is just on the black market or gray market is using Punch Bar's name and making 1,000 milligram edibles with that. But I don't know for sure. All right, let's do this instead of just messing around. But thank you for the question, Sammy Shady. Let's get our second bag going. And Sammy, my pleasure, man. We'll go ahead and make this second bag for you. Thanks for the question. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I went through all this before and found it a little overwhelming when I was high. Russell says you have the best show for edibles. Thank you, Russell. That's what we were created for. Up your defensive game. A well-timed block or dodge regains health. Ooh, bob and weave. Okay. I guess I've got everything I can do. Let's do this. Okay. Well, we can dodge, we can duck, we can dive. Collecting all my little doohickeys. Hearing zombies. Defending the house. Trying to keep this bag elevated. Doing two things at once. Neither of them particularly well. Oh, flying kick. Hell yeah. Oh, I don't mind if I do. Pause for a moment while this is finishing up. And let's not nurse it this time. Let's get through it. I don't know why I'm telling you that. This This bag is for Sammy. Thank you, Sammy. Let's get back to the zombie smashing. Hell yeah. The physics very satisfying. But just this is pretty unbelievably disgustingly incredible. Like, you ripped his shirt open and see his that was a guy's job. A guy went into work for 40 hours a week to model that. God bless America. They're coming up from the sewer. Shitty zombies. We thought fast zombies were the innovation, but it's shit zombies. That's the new hotness. Oh, look at all these bust-ass weapons. Nice. Oh, Grovel says they can't hear the in-game audio. Uh-oh. That's what I was worried about. Let's see if we can't fix it. Boy, I gotta stop pulling all my windows away. Let's see, guys. Sorry about that, by the way. No, I can see it not working. One. Oh, poop. I really need the producer here tonight. The second stream. Okay, so why are we not producing audio anymore, game? My guess is it should be working, but I have to fix it again. I am so sorry, everybody. This has been, yeah, it's been a learning experience. But I think we got our audio back. Yes, we do. Neat. Can't see everything. Thank you. We're fixed. We're ready to roll. We got a map we can clear stuff off of. Do love this bit of this skeuomorph here of having the map to the stars as your map. Pretty neat. Close the gate.
Power's out again.
Oh, gotta go find a circuit breaker.
Another missing breaker.
Uh-oh. Here goes another one. I want to save my sick-ass weapons, though. Alright, gotta find a circuit breaker.
Another missing breaker.
Named. Let's see. Is there a wire I follow from here? Well, that doesn't look good. Well, that looks like a way to electrocute somebody, probably myself. All right, I'm looking for a circuit breaker.
Gotta stop the zombies getting in.
Can't go back inside to find it.
Everyone There's extras in the garage.
Down in the garage. Some nice scrap. Interesting. I'm gonna have to douse this out. Hell yeah. Putting out fires? I'm a pretty good dude.
A breaker. This isn't for something important.
Gotta loot everything. So it's got a lot of environmental things. Making traps, burning things, electrocuting things. Oh shit! Oh, I should have used this special attack on him.
Ah, shit.
Didn't need to. We got them all.
Normal people. It's fucked up.
Amy's going through a bit of a moral dilemma. I'd be traumatized too, Amy. But damn, you were, Amy, ready to go in killing people.
Shut the door! Madre mia.
No.
Is it safe? Are the devils gone?
It's safe. Thanks to me. Where's your boss? Chuck,
These
whenever
guys
I
are
keep
lovely.
living.
Thank you for going out there. God, this is beyond insane. I mean, I don't know how to do this. I'm not supposed to die here.
At least you'll die with me, Emma.
Oh, fantastic.
No, what I mean to say is you're not dying. Not with me around. Now, since the health of our possibly undead friend here
Not
is...
undead.
You can't verify that, okay? Since your health is in question, we need a lead, person here. A lead protector. And Emma, I will be your protector.
Come on, get in.
Shit!
You got no shot on this 8-ball. Lose the cue.
Okay.
Damn.
Boomer.
Don't touch her!
I wish I picked that guy.
Sam?
You hear that 8-ball line? I saw the cue and nailed it. You're shocked, I get it. I couldn't exactly call ahead.
No. Or call any time in the past 15 years since you popped out to the store.
Was he one of the characters?
I think we should talk about this later. I'm here to get you out of
Please,
LA.
Emma is a huge star. Her fans are probably crowdfunding for her rescue right now.
Guess again. City's locked tight. Being famous don't count for shit. Lucky for you, I've been through this before.
No one's been through this before.
Guess again. This zombie shit happened twice already. All got covered up. But I survived. You wanna know how? I'm immune.
Big deal. So are they.
Me?
This motherfucker.
Right.
Motherfucker.
That
So
was the conceit
you're
in
not
the first
special
one,
and
too.
We're doing
And this
fine.
guy's a returner. Of course, how did I forget?
You still need me. I killed more zombies than you got shoes.
So what exactly is your plan for getting us out of here?
I'm still working out the details.
We don't need him.
And you know you do.
I'm immune!
Fine, you can stay. Everyone else has moved in, so why not you? I'll show you where you're sleeping. This way.
What does he mean being famous doesn't count for shit? How ridiculous!
I'm zombie-proof. need to talk to a
Nice.
zombie expert.
Zombie proof.
Emma John we're talking about.
Lucky me. Not a bad place to experience the apocalypse. This is the end.
This couch was hand-stitched by blind Andalusian monks. My dog slept on it before Robert shot him. I'm sure you'll be very comfortable.
A real Christy gnome.
Tomorrow, I will say a prayer for Sean, but
Sam, if we're immune, we just need to get to the authorities and tell them.
Sure, if you want to get dissected.
What? We'll be VIPs.
RIPs. Emma's got 6 months of food in the basement. We can wait it out here.
6 months. I need out now. National trials for the Paralympic team are next week. I have to be there.
Can't miss
You're
those.
immune. You ain't bite-proof.
I'm strong and fast and young. I know I can make it out.
You don't know shit.
Interesting priorities.
Out there, you gotta be a mechanic, medic. Jackie fucking Chan rolled into one.
I've sacrificed too much to just give up now.
All right, it's your ass. Hey, if you're going out there, you're gonna need some special sauce. Grab that machete.
I don't mind if I do. I gotta make it to the Paralympics.
This is how you.
I don't
raise
have
a
time to
spice.
waste.
You'll need parts though.
No apocalypse
Some of
can
this
stop
shit
me.
lying around here.
You really walked into a zombie outbreak to save Emma?
Should never have left her. It was just. I was young. All right, use the workbench.
A lot of shit.
Let's get cooking.
Okay, so we get to make some weapons here. Use them to repair and customize your weapons. Now I got a shock machete. Seems useful. Now we give it a perk. Okay. What a cool looking machete. Now I can scrap my broken weapons. I'm seeing how this is gonna work.
Nice. You hit a zombie with that, the motherfucker's gonna stay hit.
Thanks, Sam.
Hey, if you're really going out there, I got some.
Whoops. Sega says he doesn't know where I live. I live in Los Angeles County. I live in Long Beach, California. A massive city in its own right, but right next door to Los Angeles. What's up,
Some of
Carlos?
this meat is bait. It's just meat, but the zombies go for it. Saved my life getting here.
Thanks for the
I
meat,
got some
Carlos.
meds you can have too. Just maybe next time you give me something in return, huh?
Yeah. Wow. Gave me meat and medicine. What a nice guy.
Thanks. This'll help.
Carlos?
I need to talk to Emma.
Alright, where you at, Emma? I gotta tell you, I'm headed out.
I've never
So
seen
this
anything
mansion,
like
this beautiful
completely destabilized.
Beverly Hills mansion is gonna be like my my base of operations. The tower in Destiny. Every game's gotta have a workbench now.
I feel like we're shipwrecked. Am I going to end
Thank
up
you,
in some
Minecraft.
dead fan's stomach? You won't let that happen, will you?
I don't give a shit about you.
But I need to contact the authorities.
Sam doesn't trust them.
I'll take my chances. I have to make nationals.
We all want to leave. You wouldn't believe what we had to pay to get on that plane. We're stuck here.
You can quit if you want, but
You can't just jump in a car and go. The roads are all blocked. I saw videos of cars getting swarmed. You might as well put wheels on a coffin.
fine, no cars.
There's millions of those things out there, just waiting to sink their teeth into us. Face it, we'd need a helicopter to get out. And everyone who has one is already fucked off in it.
Why do they not
Challenge.
assume
Where is the nearest evacuation?
that the whole world is like this? See, I would just
We were
think,
supposed to report to the helper in hotel.
I would be pretty sure that
if Robert hadn't made other arrangements.
maybe I should just be quiet.
I'm.
They're gonna
sorry for
answer
your
it.
loss.
Our marriage was just PR, okay?
Whatever it takes. I get it. I'm gonna run down to the hotel.
Hey. Don't forget your friends, if you do find a way out.
Thanks, Michael. Stole $20 from my friend. Again, weird that we're all assuming money still has any value. Gotta go down another flight. Oh, here we go. Okay. We're almost out. God damn, this is a huge place.
Hey, Michael. I'm heading to the Halpern Hotel to try to contact the army.
Yes, good. Exactly what I was going to tell you to do. All part of my survival plan. Oh, you'll need keys to get out. Here. Just tell them Emma Jaunt and her staff need to be evacuated immediately.
I like this guy.
Okay?
I'll tell him.
Seems like a trustworthy fellow.
They can land a helicopter right in the grounds. It's fine.
I could really use some teammates about now.
Heyo. Future reference. I really wish it had a console crossplay. I know some other folks who have it on console, but my stubborn ass had to get it on PC. Grovel says he needs a house like that. And Grovel, it would be nice, but also nobody needs a house like that. I live very close to houses like that. I don't live in. I live above a garage, yeah. The crazy thing about a house like that too, Grovel, is that a huge percentage of houses that are that beautiful and opulent, luxurious, and inviting, and a place that, you know, you or I would kill to spend some time in, spend the majority of the time empty because they are nobody's primary residence. They're a vacation home. And the thing about vacation homes is the more you have, the more you are likely to have. And there are so many people, there's so many places in the neighborhood that I live that I have literally never seen a single soul ever enter or leave, not even on the holidays. I don't know what I'm talking about, other than to say it would be nice to spend a weekend there, but when you really start to think about what it would entail to have a house like that, the energy bill would be, you know, more than my
Follow the signs to the Halpern Hotel.
first
and back.
mortgage a year, I am sure. Am I gonna clean that place myself? But man, it would be nice. Have like an infinity pool and shit. Oh, hey, buddy. Did I sneak up on you? Oh, dope sunglasses, homie. Whoa, Grovel dropping bombs here. No, I have not heard that, Grovel. I will be doing some frantic Googling after I get off stream. Grovel says there is a rumor, and which again, I haven't heard any of this myself, but Grovel's a reliable source. Oh, shit. Says that there is a rumor the DEA, may reschedule weed from Class 1. Which is weird, we've been talking about it. I would have thought they would have waited a little bit longer, cynically towards the election, but... Oh, I know. Damn, this looks so fucking good right here. It looks so good. You got me. Cop zombies. What? He's just a skull. Every bit of flesh removed from his poor face. I gotta, actually at some point, I guess spend my skill points. I have a bad tendency to hoard skill points. And I don't quite know why, but I do it. Much to the annoyance of people around me. Neat. I feel like I'm gonna want this battery for something. Oh, I can use my meat bait. It's a curveball. Interesting. It's not a consumable, it's like a skill. Huh. Wasn't expecting, so you just have to let it recharge. Excuse me for 1 second. Be right back. Oh shit! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Gross. Sega, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Sega, you are our producer in the wings. Reminding me to stay hydrated. Thank you, sir. Grovel says, if that rumor bears fruit, we should do a celebration stream. I absolutely would. That is so cool. Grovel, where did you hear the rumor? Is this was this reported somewhere that sources are saying that blah 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 blah? Officials high up in the DEA are suggesting that super exciting. And yes, we would absolutely do a celebration stream. Sega says he wants to know if I would do a review of one of his favorite concentrate bands, Sticky AF. Possibly. I still haven't committed to doing new reviews yet. Can't promise. But Sega, where are you located? Where do you find Sticky AF? I'm sure I could Google it, but I also have note-taking abilities. I would seek it out for you if I did end up reviewing new things. The sticky AF. All right, thank you guys. Grovel, don't worry about it, man. I will promise you I'm going to be on it when I get done streaming here. Sega says he's on the West Coast. I figured that you're out here on the West Coast with us, Sega, but it might not be, if you're not in California, it's very likely that we don't have the Sticky AF brand. There are still not very many interstate weed brands because of the DEA and classification things. Whoops, I meant to close that, which I had already done. I don't want to get my ass electrocuted. Can I jump over it? Okay, nice. Just had to jump. We're still on our way. Ah, Sega is from Cali. Well, nice. I will be on the lookout for my haunts for it. But it is, it's possible I won't stumble across it, because every dispensary has their, you know, sort of specific products, and it's hard to know for sure unless you go out specifically looking for it. But I will. If I stumble across it, I will certainly pick it up. SP, welcome, SP. He says East Coast here, thank you. And Grovel says that the source was 2 Senate members were the ones suggesting that the DEA is thinking about reclassifying marijuana.
I should check my map.
Very, very, very interesting. I mean, we'd been talking about it quite a bit on stream recently because I thought it was absolutely possible that it would happen this year. I just thought it would have happened much closer to November than now, but, you know, some good press right now is probably not bad either. I just missed what poor Amy was saying. That's okay, though. I'm sure it wasn't anything interesting. Whoops. I threw a meat bomb bait at him. They're slurping up all that meat bait. Hell yeah. Who doesn't love slow-mo? That is so gnarly looking. Dear God. It is fun turning their face into goo. I wish it wasn't. I gotta find the mailman. His damn keys. Okay. Is that gonna shut off all our water? Electricity? Oh yes, we did it! Okay. Geniuses. We got a heavy wrench. Amy sounds very excited. Still didn't find our postman's keys. That's okay. His corpse may be somewhere out here. Something I missed. Oh shit! I mean, where did you come from? They're runners. I'm gonna have to bust out one of the good weapons for these dudes. Wait, what happened to my... Oh, here it is. Woo! Holy shit. I cut her in half. That poor, poor young lady. I cut her in half with a fucking machine. What is it again? It is a electric. I just need to see the description one more time. Enhanced electrocutor machete. Pretty sick. So not only is the trope the Dead X games, and I keep I was conflating Dead Island with Dead Rising so many
I
times.
can take a shortcut through here.
Not only do they have very similar premises, but they both involve making goofy weapon combinations. That is like one of the central gameplay conceits.
Locked.
Whoops.
Like I'm breaking.
Keep breaking my weapons. Eat the meat. Alright, what was wrong with this place? Something. Gotta get a key card. Okay. I can manage that. Or I can just break through the windows. Maybe not. Look for a key card. Oh, sick automobile collection. Homie's Lamborghinis did not save him from the apocalypse, though.
Dead end.
I don't mind if I
Gotta
do.
find another way.
There's loot over here, Amy. Oh my god, I'm gonna drop in. It is gonna be with windows, but just from above. I was hoping I could sneak over your head. Oh, there we go. Oh, not anymore. Stubborn little bugger. If you're gonna put windows in front of me, I'm gonna smash them. If you put desk drawers in front of me, I'm gonna loot them. Oh my god. Through the looking glass. Life imitating art ahead. Ah, Sega says, what is my favorite video game of all time? SP, I'm sorry, I think I said Sega. SP asks, what is my favorite video game of all time? Let's do our third bag here. Whoops. Good time to turn that back on. And we'll answer your question. We'll take a little break. But first, let's, while this is warming back up, drop something. Let's take a look at this craziness here. Oh, guys, a video game streamer. In this video game, made by people who love video games, here is a person that they have made who streams video games. And here I am playing a video game, streaming it, talking about the irony as it's happening. Well, it's great. I think they look at that little microphone right here. Very, very similar to, it's shit. Well, you know, hey, I don't have the porn couch behind me, at least. My lighting isn't quite so nice. I wish I had 3 monitors. Pretty sick setup, I gotta admit, for Brosidon and the Spartan. Okay, he's got a better name than me. The Squirm Award. For reaching 1 million squirmers. Oh, he also, damn, Brosidon, 10 million squirmers. That is a fucking crazy amount of squirmers. Way to go. I forgot it again. Way to go, Brosidon. And the Spartans. Oh shit! Is this like a boss? Goat Pen Troy. This guy's fucking nuts. This must be one of Brosidon's homies. Stamina's low. Fuck you, Troy. Oh, Jesus. Your poor lacerated body. Oh, Lord. Does the infection make their flesh more... Is it like pre-rotted? Like, why do they seem so predisposed to turn into chunks? Kind of like it. Sorry, Troy. You put up a hell of a fight, bro. Oh, there's a safe here. Oh, Grubble says there's a fake apology they have on their whiteboard. Oh. Holy shit. Amazing. And disgusting. I don't see their apology video or speech. But that would make sense, right? These guys look like, you know, they've had to make the classic YouTube I'm sorry video. Well, Brosidon, you provided so many people so many hours of total joy, I'm sure. I'm sorry what happened to you. And I'm really sorry what I did to Troy. He did not deserve it. Dear fucking Christ. What the hell? I hope that wasn't Brosidon. Alright, I still haven't actually found my, the authorities? Are the authorities in this house? I've just had too much fun walking around. Checking out the streamer mansion. And I do still owe, thank you, so very much. That is very, very kind. I do owe, our buddy SP the answer to the question. Maybe this is the opportunity to take our break, do our third bag like I promised. And, good to see you again, Vitalia. Thanks for hanging out with us again this evening. Full up on health. Oh, Lord. really cannot get over how good it looks. I mean, it's one of the most impressive. I mean, it's up there with Cyberpunk, Phantom Limb, or Horizon Forbidden West. I mean, it just looks insane. All right. But before we get too distracted, let's do this. I'm going to switch our camera over for a little bit. And Grovel, thank you for the tip. He says it's in that room, in one of their rooms somewhere. I imagine there's even more fun stuff in there. Whoops, let me air this one. SP also answered the question, which was a dumb one on my part. It says it's because their flesh is already in decay. Which, right, they're zombies. That's their signature thing. The living dead. They're still ambulating, but the flesh is rotten away. All right, let's do this. And to answer your question, by the way, SP, that I've sort of built up for far too long, there are a couple of ways to answer it. Let's go with the most basic. So SP asks, what's the favorite video game of all time? And if you're gonna go with mechanics, you're gonna say gameplay, the actual experience of playing the game. What is the most satisfying? I'll accept two answers. I have a preference on one, but I think either are fine. One answer can be Tetris, which is just objectively the best designed game ever made, and perhaps always will be. But if you want to get a little bit more expansive than the brilliant but simplistic design of Tetris, and Tetris would not be my favorite game of all time, but this other one is, and which I also think is objectively, well, you can't have two objectively best games of all time. Be quiet, mate. The other game one could say is objectively has the greatest gameplay of all time is Slay the Spire. I know it's a little gauche to pick a game that's that relatively new as the greatest game design ever made, but it just is. Slay the Spire is the deck-building roguelike game from 2018, I think. The sequel was just officially announced like a couple weeks ago, Slay the Spire 2. So Slay the Spire could be a possible favorite game of all time. I think it is the best designed game ever made. I could play Slay the Spire. I mean, I've played it for hundreds of hours already. Too many hundreds of hours. A scary percentage of my life. But if we want to get a little bit more, not focusing just on the mechanics, the second-to-second gameplay, the decisions there, talk more about a whole package. I wish I had a better, more fun, something a little bit less predictable and boring as an answer, but I will give a couple. Last of Us Part 1 and 2, obviously, and Metal Gear Solid 3, all those, plus Slay the Spire. You can pick any one of those as my favorite game of all time, and it's still fun. I'm really sorry it's for the long-winded answer. Okay, thank you. Sorry, let's get back and play a little bit more Dead Rising 2. Dead Island 2. Holy shit, I can't... How can I not have gotten it right by now? Because I'm killing zombies and making crazy weapons. It's basically the same thing. This one looks a little better. Alright, I switched our camera back over. Hit and continue. Let's go. I've got some rebar. I had some rebar, correction. There's a runner. See if I can get him interested in some bait. Interesting. What does the D-pad there changing? I'm not sure. Oh, I got a police baton. Oh, that's a great weapon for cracking skulls. Time tested. All right. I still have to find... You asshole. I'm really digging this baton here. Where did all these people come from? Another little streaming setup here. Oh! It's not a streamer's house. It's like a hype studio. Ah, I see now. It's like one of those TikTok mansions. Interesting. Good environmental storytelling. Yikes. Dope mural, guys. SP! Holy Christ, buddy. What a one to drop on us. An incredibly morbid question. I like it. I do wonder where it came from, but SP asks, and warning, it's a little bleak. He says, would you rather die after floating in the middle of the ocean for an extended period of time, or quickly by fire? My God. Well, okay. First thing to mention is quick is a relative term, and time has a way of seeming to expand in moments of. I don't think anybody who's ever been engulfed in flames, anybody who's ever been immolated before, would ever say that they. Well, of course, they're not going to say anything because they're dead, but it's not going to feel very quick dying by fire. But I can't imagine anything more straight up terrifying than floating alone in the endless ocean, all by myself, with the knowledge that at some point I will, give in to, what do they call it when you die by being overcome by the environment? What is that term of art again? There's a nice way of saying basically you died in nature. You couldn't hack it. That would not be a nice thing to know. Oh shit! We got another one of the stream bros. Goat Pen Dan. I didn't know we were in the Goat Pen. What a great name for a streaming studio. I do kind of want to live here, man. Bravo, I take back everything I said to you. What a smug asshole I am. I would so want to live here. Look at all their fucking amazing pinball machines. But I still haven't answered the question for SP. I don't know. Shit. I think I would say fire. The idea of being in the ocean alone at night is so unspeakably just terrifying. Like, just floating adrift in what would be the darkest dark you've ever experienced. An unbelievable, I mean, maybe you'd be lucky in a place with excellent night skies and some stars illuminating you, but possibly you'd be in some cloudy areas experiencing darkness like you've never known for, you know, between 8 to 12 hours. No thanks, man. Then again, fire also sounds so... SP, where was your head at, bro? Where did that come from? And SP, also, what is your answer? Grovel says he would take the ocean. He's watched enough Survivor Man. I think that's what his comment was. It's a little cut off, that he thinks he can make it. Not even Les Stroud, I think, could survive the true open ocean. No craft, just themselves floating. Yeah, you, boy, that is, SP, you've really conjured an image. And SP, this is a nightmare fuel scenario thing that I've actually thought about before. You hear not infrequently of people going overboard on cruises, and that is their fate. If you go overboard at night on a cruise, you're very likely going to freeze to death in the ocean before anybody ever spots you. And oh man, that awful feeling of just like being out there all by yourself alone, knowing that like the clock is ticking. Whew. Just a real like gives you the tingles just thinking about it. Grovel says that unless Mr. Stroud survived a whole week in a raft. SP, I guess SP probably did mean that you would have a raft, that you wouldn't just be in the ocean. Because here's the thing, even though it might feel warm for a while, even if you're in like a warm part of the Atlantic. Sorry, I know I'm not moving on, my bad. Let me just keep progressing. Sorry, stream bros. You will be missed. I hope to come back to your house one day and find your apology note. Oh, these guys, level 5. I keep wanting to kick with right bumper, but that throws my movie. In the guts. Find me a fuse. Let's take a look at the map, you know? It's always good to check out our surroundings. See what's out here. Oh, we missed something. Oh, no, we know this, that lockbox. What are those little red corners? Not sure. Side quests. I'm not sure I want to go to the main objective. I think I want to go back and do some side quests. skills. Let's take a look at our skills. Oh, it's this card thing that I haven't been paying attention to. Ah, that's what that was. That was my level up. I got my flying kick. Now I can put a new one in. All about regaining some health. I also need to figure out how I do the blocking.
Okay, back on track for the Halpern Hotel.
What if I want to fight all the zombies? See, game, you got it wrong. Hey guys, get over here. Yeah, this way, this way. What's my worst weapon? Okay, I recognize now that this might be a bad idea. This might have been a bad idea. My bomb was not perfectly well timed. Okay, I caught a couple of them on fire. Back off, you flaming zombies. I don't want to waste my... Woo! Foolish. Oh my god. Getting surrounded. Why did I do that? The game warned me. I was like, oh, you know what? That sounds fun. On our first stream today, somebody's like, how long would you survive the zombie apocalypse? And I was like, you know, I don't think that long. And I think I just proved my point. I think I just pretty damn well proved my point. The game's like, hey, dog, be careful around cars. You can set them off and call a lot of zombies your way and get your ass torn up. Don't do that. Be careful. As a matter of fact, here's a way to prevent that from happening. And my stupid ass was like, you know what? I think that sounds kind of fun. And look what happened. I could imagine a similar thing in life. Okay, well, I'm going to use that actually as our excuse to wrap up for the evening. Let's switch our camera over, and we'll do one goodbye dab as we talk about our plans for the week, all that fun stuff. Grovel, we got to play something again together soon, whether it be Monster Hunter, Splatoon, something. I'd love to get some games with you. I'd love to play with anybody out there, any kind of games. Feel free to make recommendations, suggestions. I am having a lot of fun with this and looking forward to playing more, but I always like playing co-op with folks. So if you have any suggestions, recommendations, feel free to let me know. And maybe we can make something work out. Let me pause that. Actually, just go ahead and... So, Grovel said that he read a book a long time ago about a group of superheroes trying to survive a zombie apocalypse. I have never heard of that. I mean, there are a couple of very famous superhero zombie mashups, including Marvel Zombies, but it's an interesting premise. We all read World War Z, but however many years ago. But Max Brooks never asked, well, what if superheroes What were they doing during Insomnia? Interesting. Well, SP asks, do you have an obsidian for the volcano? I'll answer that in 1 second, SP. And then we got Big Gucci Soldier Mike. Welcome, Big Gucci Soldier Mike. Says, do you like Alien Labs cards? I think they're totally fine. I actually have been doing a lot of Alien Labs carts. My dispensary usually has them on special, and they're pretty affordable and good quality. So I've done quite a bit of them, and I think they're great. Pretty standard, you know. I think it's distillate with botanical terpenes added. Good stuff. Usually, if you can get it for a good price, all the better. Thank you for the question, and thanks for hanging out, Big Gucci Soldier Mike. Whatever happened to Soldier Boy's video game console? Is he still making electronics, Soldier Boy? I hope so. And SP asked if I have an obsidian for my volcano. And I did, SP. I did. Years ago now. Back in 2020, 2021, something like that. I was streaming. I had a gentleman who really loved his and suggested it. He had his for his volcano. He's like, really changed the game for me. And he utterly convinced me to buy one, and I did. And I did love it, SP. It was incredible for the short time I had it. It advertises as being, you know, incredibly tough glass, the porcelain, whatever the, you know, the Pyrex glass, the very sturdy, near shatterproof, supposed to be more durable than most blown glass or whatever that you're using for your weed. And the thing you couldn't even say that I dropped it, my obsidian SP. It just simply tipped over. What it is, it's like a little glass, what do you call it? Bubbler chamber that sits on top of your volcano, and then you put the bag on top of it, and it's got water in it, and it, you know, percolates and bubbles and helps filter things even more. It was really cool. And it was just on my desk, and because it's top heavy and awkward, I mean, shame on me for standing it up straight for a moment. Something tapped it and it knocked over, and that just tipping over, not dropping, just not tipping it over, broke it completely. And I mean, I had it for like a week, and it was like $150, and it unfortunately, the experience left me with such a sour taste in my mouth that I have not purchased another one. If somebody has made one out of that is truly indestructible, I would be interested, but knowing my clumsy ass and having seen how fragile they are, I just can't justify it, because I would break it again within the week for sure. Bravo alerts us to the fact that Soldier Boy apparently is broadening his scopes. He's not narrowing his ambitions. He's in fact becoming more enmeshed in the world of big tech. He's not just content with selling you gadgets. He wants to buy TikTok, apparently. Because all of that, you know, all the billions rolling in from his shitty Android pirate devices have him itching to spend it on something. And you know what? If ByteDance, if they've said so far that they're not interested in divesting, they're just gonna let it die. They don't want to sell it to us Americans. They're okay just, letting it die. They don't need the 100 billion, 80 billion, whatever it's worth that Soulja Boy definitely has, in his back pocket. And of course, even if he didn't, which he does, Soulja Boy would have no trouble getting financing to buy TikTok. Could you, imagine the number of people lining up to give Soulja Boy money for him to buy TikTok? It would be like if Elon Musk decided he wanted to buy Twitter or something. Like, it just is, it's a slam dunk idea. Nothing could go wrong. It'd be like Donald Trump starting a social media. Everybody would want to get in on that for sure. And you couldn't envision anything bad happening or any way for anybody to lose their money. I'm 100% in on the TikTok owned by Soulja Boy. And if China, if TikTok really exists as a social disruption campaign from China, I really can't think of a better way of furthering that campaign than letting Soulja Boy own it. Think of the chaos. It'd be blood in the streets from all the times we'd be Superman in those hoes. Soulja Boy. Good job staying in the news, my friend. Good job. Keep it relevant. This was our second stream today, and I gotta say, another fun one. Yeah. Something's changed. Since I've been back, since 420. I've had so much fun on our streams these past couple of days. You guys, and it's not me. It's we've had such awesome people out here in chat. Cool discussions, having fun playing games. Honestly, it's why I've been back twice each. I've had a lot of fun hanging out, getting home with you guys, talking about fun, interesting things like human paste and let me just scroll through chat. Well, I can't. My cursor isn't there anymore. Soulja Boy buying TikTok. Fun discussions. But I've got some dogs that really need to take a shit. And that's not a euphemism. That's, how could it be? What would it even be from, my dog is, well, I guess it could be anything, but sincerely, I've got a dog that needs to go take a big old shit. What a perfect way to end the evening. Big Gucci Soldier Mike says, does the volcano do wax too, or just flour? There are ways of making it concentrate compatible. But it is, I use it only for flour, and it requires some extra hardware. Now, I have the old model. I have a model of Volcano that doesn't exist anymore. It's like the mid-range one. There's a low-end and a new high-end one that has like a hookah attachment, and it may have a less sort of setup process to do concentrates. I'm not particularly sure. There are portable vaporizers like the Mighty. They've got a couple others. They also do concentrates. They have a way of converting them, but I mostly just focus on the flour with them. I'm just like we were talking about with the Obsidian Big Gucci. I'm too fucking clumsy and butterfingered to have a lot of sticky oil around these things. I would destroy my precious beloved Volcano very quickly in some foolish accident. But I think there is a way if you are willing to do some modding. And then we'll take Tom's question here. Tom says, and thanks, Tom. What is the minimum days off from a tolerance break to work in my opinion? A great question, Tom. Nice and just like a classic weed question. And one that I think I can give you a good answer for. Really 2 days, Tom, is enough for me to notice quite a bit. So edibles, things change, of course, if you do edibles every day or if that's all you're doing. But I'm at the point where I do edibles 3 or 4 times a week and do mostly vaping stuff the other days. And if I go, say, 3 days in between doing a weed edible, it is a noticeably more potent thing. Now, that doesn't mean it's like, doing it your first time again. Of course not. But I think in as little as 48 hours. Now, that is, it won't, the more weed you do that isn't edibles in those times in between will affect that a lot. So if you, do an edible and then just consume a lot of weed in any other way over the next 48 hours, and then you do another edible, you're probably not going to feel that much of a difference because you've had so much THC. But pretend you did an edible and then you went sober. You took a total tolerance break, which is I think what you had phrased it as. My bad. In 2 days, you will absolutely feel at least I do. And all of these things are very personal. Like everybody experiences them differently. So you may have a different experience than me, but 48 hours, notice something. And then from there, it's just like each day is a little bit more diminishing returns after about 2 weeks or so. At about 2 weeks, it's as good as it's going to, it's going to be. Nothing will ever be like the first time again. Weird to keep saying that, not a strange phrase. But at 2 weeks at that point is about I don't know how much longer you'd have to go to make a noticeable change in edibles. More than 2 weeks, probably a couple of months or something. But so 48 hours to feel something for me, and 2 weeks to feel a lot of difference. But I hope that helps you, Tom, and I wish you luck if you are about to take a tolerance break. Good luck to you. It's good to take a break, for sure, for all kinds of reasons. It can be easy for some folks, can be difficult for others, but I wish you the best, if that's in fact the journey you're about to go on. Big Gucci then says, are the Puffcos any good? Big Gucci, I have a Puffco Peak. I've had it for 4 years. The fact that I didn't bring it out on 420 is a sign of my respect for it. It's close. It's so close. It was almost there, but the durability, much like in that case, I didn't even tip it over. It just, so many finicky parts that break down, can go wrong. It felt like my Puffco Peak never worked for more than 2 days in a stretch when some part of it broke. Pretty disappointing in that way. I still have it. Maybe I need to bust it out again. Who knows if any of the atomizers I have even work anymore. SP then asks, I'm lightning around these last ones here. What was the first edible I ever had? Easiest, quickest answer for sure is when coming out here to visit before moving out here, 3 months or so before I ended up moving, looking for places. Oh, no, I take it back. The first edible I definitely had was in 2013 in Denver. I had a buddy who was getting married in Denver right after legalization. went and had a root beer lollipop as my very first edible. I think I forget that often because there's like 4 years between that one and my next one being out here in California. But that would actually be it. And it was great. Really incredible place to be doing edibles for the first time. The Rocky Mountains, believe it or not. Nice place to be high. You're welcome, Tom. Sega, I do have Splatoon 2 somewhere. Great question. I think I have 2 copies of Splatoon 2 somewhere in the studio. I don't have, like, I've got just a small selection of media that I keep up here. I've got a bunch of it in a Rubbermaid in my garage that I need to go through. Because I actually have it on cartridge. I bought a lot of Switch games on cartridge, which I'm actually kind of happy about. I think it's probably going to be a wise decision in the long run, even if it was momentarily annoying. I downloaded a lot of things on sale, and by the end, I was downloading some big releases, but I own a lot of software on cartridge for Switch. Not true for any of the other consoles, but I don't know why. It just it felt like, well, it's Nintendo stuff. It all goes up in value. Who knows if I don't think I'll ever sell any of it, but they still sell Splatoon 2 for $60. How weird is that? How weird is that? All right. And that gets us caught up on chat. Tom, you're welcome. Bag is finished. And so am I. Be back streaming tomorrow. Probably just going to be a solo stream. Well, definitely a solo stream. A single stream. One stream. I've done a couple of these 2 first because I've had so much fun. Who knows? It will be not as early as the first one and not as late as this one, somewhere in between. And I hope to see a lot of you guys then. Grovel, SP, Tom, Big Gucci, Vitalia, anybody's name I'm missing, anybody just hanging out with us, anybody who was hanging out with us, thanks so much for hanging out. So much fun getting high. And I hope to see you guys again real soon. Take care. Good night.